What's up, my two favorite people in the house? Can y'all hear me good? Perfect. Alright, I'm going to start the show with something that I wrote back in November 29th of 2014. This was 2 years after I started my job at Harley Davidson. And it kind of rings true today. So here we go. Welcome to the Christmas season working retail. This is your simple and easy to follow orientation. Number 1, the greeting is always bah humbug and fuck off. I mean, happy holidays. Number 2, even if the item in question is labeled final sale and paid for 10 years ago, the customer is right in thinking they can return it. Number 3, forget all of your needs. You do not have a bladder or a stomach. You will not be hungry or have to go to the bathroom, as your customers are more important than God. Lastly, and most important, screaming and spitting in your face like a rabid dog is wrong. They are right. Remember these simple tips through this holiday season when working retail, and keep mumbling "Serenity now" to yourself. You might get out early and sent to a mental home with a good drug plan before Christmas arrives. That is good to hear, Dr. Earl. It's very good to hear. So, with that little orientation, how you doing, Connor? With that orientation, I had just enough time to get home after a long day, 10:30 to 7 today. It's going to be 10:30 to 8 next week. Fuck me. No, I mean, yay me. I got my coffee here. I just shoved a turkey sandwich down my throat because I was starving. And here I am chilling with you folks. It's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting week. What it comes down to, as I had mentioned in the orientation, for those of you who do not work in retail and have no idea what the fuck we go through, plain and simple, if you're not at the counter to take care of the customer will threaten to leave and shop at another store. I'm sorry, bitch. I've had to pee for 2 fucking hours. You can fucking wait. Now, for those of you who follow me, and you've worked retail or you're still working retail to this day, how many times have you gotten that customer that walks in the door, oh, ick, that's ugly, ick, I don't like this, ick, I don't like that, and then proceed to mention another store that has better product? How many times has that happened to you? Well, I gotta tell you, this week it happened to me at least once, which is an all-time low. It's an all-time low. It usually happens, especially around this time of year for the Christmas season, and there being so many other Harley Davidson dealerships. As you see, I'm still rocking my work clothes here. It happens at least 10 times. At least 10 times. Meanwhile, they all know we are a small store. We don't have the room to carry all the fucking shit that you assholes want. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You're right, Connor. The customer's always right. They also have the right to go shove it. Absolutely, Connor. You are 100% right with that one. I had this lady, if you can call her that, wow, walk in the door, start looking around. I could tell she was a little lost. She didn't know quite what she wanted. She's wrestling through the shirts. You know, I noticed she's doing it a little angrily. It happens a lot. I'm sorry if you're angry. Don't go shopping, because you're going to take it out on the employees, and we had nothing to do with your bad attitude. But this bitch, after I walked over and asked her if she needed help, sat there and said, yeah, I'm looking for something that's not quite Harley. Why the fuck did you come to a Harley store? I don't understand your logic. I don't understand you people's logic. Yes, some of you who do not understand the fact that Kawasaki's are drastically different from a Harley Davidson. I understand. You don't understand bikes. I get it. But when you understand bikes, and you understand the fact that we are a dealership and we're only allowed to sell Harley Davidson, whether it be straight from the factory or licensed product, don't come to us asking for something that's not Harley Davidson, or asking us to sell you something that doesn't say Harley Davidson on it anywhere. Because guess what? You walked into a Harley Davidson dealership. You're shit out of fucking luck. This woman then proceeds to just, ugh, this is ugly. Ugh, this is ugly. I don't like this. I don't like this. You know, Tampa has a really big selection of clothes. Bitch, pack your bags and go to Florida. I don't have time for your shit. I do not have time. There's 4 other people I could be helping right now. But no, I gotta be here with you. Honey, no. No. First of all, you drag your fucking 80-year-old father into the store with you, who can barely fucking hear, let alone even walk. And you are harassing me. How is that right? How is that right? If you like another store so much, go to another store. Don't come to us. You know what we have. Hi, Marvin. You know what we have in the store. Why the fuck are you coming to us? Why? You know you do not like anything that we carry. Why the fuck did you walk in the door? Better yet, why the fuck did you wait until 2 weeks before Christmas? That's right, folks. I said the dreaded words. It's crunch time in retail. It's crunch time. 2 weeks till Christmas. And as you notice by the Christmas nails, you notice the middle finger there is the Grinch, right? That's for every one of you pain in the ass customers. And you want to know something, Connor? For those who are going to be watching this later and do not see the chat, Connor wrote, I love how people want to come into his store and talk down to not just employees, but the store as a whole. It blows my mind that people still exist who think they are better than others. And the best part about that is, Connor, as an employee, we have to smile and take it. We have to stand there, smile on our face, and say, well, I'm so sorry we can't help you any further. Have a nice day. When in our heads, get the fuck out the fucking door, you piece of shit. See, this is why it needs to be put in law that there should be one day, the full day, the full shift from open to close. Every fucking retail employee should be allowed to say whatever the fuck they want to any customer that walks in the fucking door and not get fired, not get written up, not get suspended, none of that. There needs to just be one day, and I swear to God it needs to be Christmas Eve. That would be so fucking perfect. If employees were allowed to sit there and tell these motherfuckers that decided, oh, it's Christmas Eve, I need to start my shopping. You can go online and wait for it. Because you know what? It's because of you that I have to work Christmas Eve. Not spend time with my father, who is all I have left. No. That don't fly for some of you people out there. I understand you put off the small things for last. But you know what? December 23rd is just as good to finish your shopping as December 24th. I'm just saying, folks. That's all I'm saying. I would love it, if on Christmas Eve I was allowed to sit there and look every one of these people in the face that walk in the fucking door and say, you're a cunt. Because of the fact that you are shopping and spending money, it tells the greedy employers who are out there for nothing but money in their pockets while they're fucking killing their employees. So you can come in and get $25 in a gift card. Because that's what most of you do. And to top it off, with this weather being fucking Sybil Shepherd, I don't fucking know which way is up anymore. Holy shit. You get days that are in the fucking low 30s and you go right back into the 50s the next fucking day. What the fuck is wrong with Mother Nature? My sinuses from my allergies want to explode every fucking day. I practically live on allergy medicine now because of it. It's insanity. How is a person expected to stay healthy with this? And it's the fucking universe against you. Ugh. Yes, Earl, there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot that know nothing about the biking culture and don't fucking stop shopping before Christmas Eve. Because God fucking forbid. See, me, I'm almost done with my shopping. I got maybe 2 people to buy for. And guess what? I'm doing that tonight. And then my shopping is done. My Christmas shopping is done. By tonight. And it's only December 7th. Well, JP, you're not a moron, because you don't go into a motorcycle shop and just... Especially when it's a one-style bike dealership. You got the Kawasaki dealerships that will also sit there and sell the Yamahas and sell the Suzukis and all of that. But you're not going to be the one to walk into an Indian dealership and ask for a Harley. That's the difference between you and some of these other fucking idiots that walk in my door. Plain and simple. That's right, Marvin. Suzuki Gun number 1. Yo, it's Buck Wild in the joint. What's up? So as the description says, we're going to be talking about more than just my job, but I'm not quite finished with my job just yet. So hang on. Somebody flipped the bitch switch today. Take a sip of my coffee here. It goes right back to my owner again. He still has not hired anybody. Still has not hired a single fucking person to help. And as my newfound friend Valena Tweets has pointed out, she was under the thinking that the payroll was only allowed a certain number. You know, our payroll was cut to this specific amount by corporate. No. Plain and simple, our payroll is done in-house, so there's no excuse other than his own fucking laziness and his own fucking greed. Because if he doesn't hire that part-time person, he pays us our overtime and keeps all the rest of the profit. However, we are getting our revenge, considering his profit is mostly in the sale of a bike, not the clothes, not the parts, not the service. No! See, he's relying on actually selling a bike to make money. And I gotta tell you, it's not happening. It's not happening. There has not been a bike sold since the end of November. Meanwhile, my coworker and I are busting our asses to get the showroom ready for Christmas, ready for that Christmas rush on Christmas Eve, because you fucking assholes need your $25 gift cards and your stocking stuffers. Bitch, that's the first thing I usually shop for. Get that tiny shit out of the way, because guess what? It's usually from the dollar store. And we all know stocking stuffers from the dollar store are the best. We all know it. But he still has not hired anybody. My coworker today pulled a 12-hour shift. Granted, it wasn't necessary, but my coworker today received in all of the orders that we had gotten today and on yesterday when she came in late. I'm sorry, when she was off yesterday, because it's only Thursday. See what this fucking job is doing to me? I can't keep my days straight. But all of the stuff that I received in yesterday, she received in the system, because I do not have the access for that. That's the manager's job. Or, in her case, the assistant manager's job. So from there, she also put in the order for the t-shirts from one of our t-shirt vendors. That took up pretty much most of her shift. She worked 12 hours. I want to say it took up to about 6 hours of her shift to get all of that done. And that's with helping me unpack what we got today. That's a lot. Hi, Chance. How you doing, baby? Don't get me started on that one, Dr. Earl. Do not get me started on that. Working on Christmas Day? Are you shitting me? No. Nuh-uh. If I was in those shoes, I would have sat there and told everybody to go fuck themselves. I'm going the fuck home. Sorry, I don't work holidays. And the fact that movie theaters on Long Island are open. And these fucking people, a lot of them, yes, high school students, working their first job. However, they're fucking open on Christmas Day. You want to know why? Because of the Jewish people having a Chinese Christmas. That's why. That's why. I don't care. I don't care. The owner of my store is Jewish. He closes the store for Christmas Day. Little thought there. Give me a minute, Buck. I want to get some things cleared out first, and then I will open up Skype, which is actually going to be through my personal Skype, considering the other one did not work. So just give me a couple minutes, and I'll get you on the line, and we can rant together. So as I was saying, it's fucking ridiculous being open on holidays. Why? Why does that need to happen? I understand the smaller holidays. I understand Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, Lincoln's birthday. I understand those, being open for that. I understand that. But being open for Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's Day? Yikes. Which, yeah, hi, I'm working New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. Got to deal with all the drunk people coming into Harley because they think they can afford one. Yeah, have another beer, bud. That's all. Have another beer. You'll be able to afford it then. Yeah. Just that one more beer. Go ahead. Go right ahead. And then we move on to the fact that, as I told you, my coworker spent 6 hours of her 12-hour shift in the back office. And not to mention the fact she didn't ring anybody all day. What? Huh? How is it now 2 days in a row? This one, right here, this angry little bitch has been the one on a register ringing people all day. 2 days in a row. How does that work? Oh, I know how it works. We don't have the fucking customer base anymore. You need to take a fucking hint from every Harley-Davidson dealership on Long Island. They're all closed by 6 o'clock or earlier, and they're all closed on Sundays. Yet we're the only schmucks still fucking open? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? It's alright, Red. You didn't miss much. Just more of me bitching and moaning about my job. I've done that, Earl. I have indeed upsold them, as we call it in the business, while they were so fucking plastered they didn't realize what they were buying. I made a dude buy a set of ladies' Valentine's underwear that were his size. And even the even better part about it was I was off the next day. So when he brought them back in, wondering what the fuck happened, nobody could answer him. It was just fucking awesome. I love getting revenge on the customer when it's so easy and simple like that. It's great. It's great. It's a great feeling. So, I'm going to give my job a little break here. Gonna give it a little break. Oh, we do, Earl. There's big signs on our registers now that says no cash refund. You'll get a check in the mail. I'm not joking either. I will take a picture of it tomorrow and show you guys that we have signs on our registers that say, that physically say no cash refunds. You will receive a check in the mail. I'm going to give my job a little break here. We're going to move on to another subject, which is actually one that Drew and I spoke about. Hi, Valena. I love you too, sweetheart. I wish I could have, Earl. I really wish I could have. But Drew and I actually spoke of... We played a little game in the community chat that Shell and JP put together for some of us within the JCS Army. We played a little game of best song covers. And that made me start thinking of the bad ones. The first one that should pop into everybody's head that was actually on the radio for a little while was William Hung's Livin' La Vida Loca. I give him all the credit in the world. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I give him all the fucking credit in the world because he actually got up there and sang with gusto. This poor dude. He could not sing to save his life, but he still got up there and did it. Kudos to you for that. But why the hell would you choose Livin' La Vida Loca? You cannot live up to the legend that is Ricky Martin when it comes to that song. Nobody can. Yeah, exactly, Earl. It's more like howled, but we're not going to get into that. But it also made me start thinking of movie sequels, remakes, even, and the biggest draw of Hollywood right now, the whole reboot for a franchise. You motherfuckers. Leave shit alone. There is so many good movies out there that you tried to reboot but failed miserably. 'Cause you took it and ran away with it to some delusional world of, yeah, this looks good. Honey, no. No. There's not supposed to be unicorns in a Wolverine movie. I'm just saying. Why is it necessary to take something that was good and try to remake it into something that you think is better? Because guaranteed, 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail, and the movie's going to be shit. But because you hyped it up so much, you still brought in the big numbers at the box office for opening night. Oh no, Earl, this goes deeper than just follow the leader. This goes a lot deeper than just follow the leader. This is Hollywood running out of ideas. Okay? They sat there, okay, we've gone through every original script ever created. What do we do now? Oh, I know. Let's dig back into the archives and dig up an old movie to destroy. Now, granted, there are some that they did fucking fantastically. And the one I love the most that they used as a reboot, which I'm hoping they do a sequel for, because this needs to be a series, in my opinion. It needs to be continued on, and frankly, I think they made this movie so much more true to the graphic novel than what Sylvester Stallone was involved in. Have you guessed what it is yet? I'm talking about Judge Dredd, baby. The new Judge Dredd movie that came out, 3 or 4 years ago, was phenomenal. That movie was dirty. It was dark. It was gritty. It had a storyline that actually made you just shiver. And when you got into the head, when you were able to actually get into the head a little bit of Judge Dredd, it shook you. See, that's what Judge Dredd is all about. For those who have read the graphic novel and the following comics after that, wow. Wow. The new Judge Dredd hit it on the head. Hi, Cabretti Gaming Network! Yeah, of course, absolutely 10 times 10 champion. Everybody's going to have their own opinion when it comes to that. However, there are several movies out there that should not have been remade, or were remade, or should have been remade, but with different people that actually knew what the fuck they were doing, maybe? Like RoboCop? Just saying. I'm just saying. Don't yell at me, it's my opinion. The new RoboCop. What the fuck? Even in the original comics, he knew there was something different about him. He was not just a RoboCop. He was not a robot. He knew he was a human at one point. He just couldn't figure it out until some memories seeped back in. What the fuck is he doing in this new movie that, one, the wife is still there? What? Excuse me? No. The wife buried her husband. Therefore, she's done and over with. She's grieving the loss of her husband. And corporate, again, goes all the way back to that with every fucking thing, decided to dig up the body and make a robot. That's the true story behind RoboCop. What you fucking did was disgusting. That's all I gotta say about that one. It was disgusting. What were you thinking? What in the hell were you thinking? You destroyed the entire series by doing that reboot. Exactly, Cobretti. I'd buy that for $1. Yes, RoboCop deserved a remake with the better graphics, the better CGI, all of that we have going on today. Or back in 2014. Yes, it deserved it. However, It should have been done by somebody who actually understands the storyline. Because then it would have made sense. But I guess this is just me. How you doing, Killdozer? Welcome to the channel. It's just ridiculous what's going on here. Thank you, Buckwild. Thank you. I was just gonna get to that. You read my mind. Why the hell? A classic. A fucking classic. Like Ghostbusters. What? What? Oh, it's that time, y'all. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. There you go, Drew. I said the line. I said the line. It's becoming a classic line, but yes, the gimmick for the show. Oh, it's that time, folks. Anyway, I understand entirely wanting to do an all-female cast to try and help empower more women out there to be more into the scientific mind, whether it be their own or a guy. Fine, I get it 100% that should be done. However, see, I have trouble bashing this movie because I love Melissa McCarthy. I love her to death. She is truly an amazing actress. Comedic actress. But when you load the movie up with nothing but comedians, there were some serious points in that movie. There were some really, really serious points in that movie, in the originals. And then, from there, you turn the whole thing into a joke. The whole storyline for the new one was a joke. I got through half of the movie and had to turn it off because it was a joke. If you go back into the original one, there were serious points of, yes, there was lots of comedy in those movies. Absolutely, 100%. You put Bill Murray in anything, he'll make it fucking hilarious. And not even try. However, when it comes down to it, there were some major scientific points in that movie that made people think these actions could actually happen. It made people stop and think for a second, especially with the sequel. Especially with the sequel, with that giant river of ooze. That was powered by human emotion. If that's not a subliminal message, especially with it showing up in New York City, no less. If that's not a subliminal message for anything, I read into it too far then. But you know what? It made you stop and think. It made you stop and think. However, with this new movie, it was just so bad. Hi, Basement. I hope work's treating you better than my job treated me today. Thank you so much for stopping in, baby girl. But you see, Earl, with that slime, if you filled it with positive emotions, it protected you. Because remember, that's how they made the Statue of Liberty walk. Gotta remember that one. So it was effectively, as Bill Murray called it, mood slime. That line still cracks me up to this day, as you see. It was fucking great. But again, there were there were hard scientific points in that movie. The new one, it was gibberish. Yes, exactly, Cobretti. When I saw that, it was just like, oh dear God, they destroyed that advantage. Oh my God. But at the end of the day, again, that was not something you had to remake. You didn't have to remake it. You didn't have to reboot it, because people were still talking about it to this day. To this very day, the fucking opening song is popular. Once in a while, my dad and I will throw lines from the sequel back and forth at each other. I mean, he'll sneeze like right behind me, and I say, oh, why am I dripping with ooze? You know? It's those originals were still popular, and now you've destroyed the Ghostbusters name because you wanted an all-woman cast. And this is a woman telling you people this. Yes, I feel that women should be more involved in high action movies, high scientific movies, movies that make you think. Absolutely, women should be more involved in it. But not like that. That was a huge, huge letdown for women who are the true feminists, the ones who truly believe in equality. Exactly, Drew. Why? And how many times? You see, this is another one that's even going to piss you guys off. How many fucking times do we have to see a Godzilla movie? Japan themselves made 13,000 of these fucking things. And then we have to take it and remake it 30,000 times. I am sick of Godzilla. I am so sick of Godzilla. I loved Godzilla when I was a kid. My favorite movie was Godzilla vs. Mothra. That was my favorite. But that's the problem, Marvin. They're never going to do it right. They're never going to do Godzilla right. And another movie that has been remade and remade and remade and remade. Fucking Jurassic Park. Between the two sequels that were not necessary, and now the two remakes. I'm done with Jurassic Park. I'm done with Jurassic Park. I'm sorry. I love dinosaurs as much as the next nerd girl. I don't want to see any more Jurassic Park movies. Especially since most of the dinosaurs that you use for the Jurassic Park movie were not even alive during the Jurassic period. I just figured out why people don't like talking to me that much. I mean, Hollywood started to go in the right direction with this when they started making movies out of books and started going heavily after books for movies. And they started it with Stephen King. Fucking awesome! I am a huge Stephen King fan. Huge. I have read the Dark Tower series at least 3 times, all the way through, from the 1st to the 7th book. At least. And so far, out of all the movies that have been made for Stephen King's books, my favorite one, even to this day, even though it is up there, both the original and the new one, the new It is actually really fucking good. I did not think it was going to be that good. But my favorite Stephen King movie is Cujo. Because with that, they kept damn close to the book. They did good with Pet Sematary too. They did really good with Pet Sematary, but they did better with Cujo. And this was back in like early 80s. Early to mid 80s that they made this movie. And it still, to this day, gives people chills. But again, it was done after a book. And it stayed close to the book. I don't know any other way to say this. If you go with something that is already written and you follow true to the story without having your own creative spin on it that just takes it all the way out to left fucking field, you might actually have an entertaining movie on your hands. It's not just Stephen King either. I mean, I read a book once. It was called Blood-Sucking Fiends. Fucking absolutely entertaining book. And of course, it's about a vampire. Of course. But it was a book that kept me hooked all the way through. And then there's also The Blue Moon Inn and fucking Burning Bodies from Laurel K. Hamilton. These are movies waiting to be made. They're waiting to be made, and you are taking your sweet ass time by going through every fucking reboot you fucking can just to watch it fail. Because you're getting these directors that don't know how to fucking work the magic. The only director out there, to this day, that can actually get something done properly with the CGI and the technology that we have today, in my opinion, as I have seen him do with Star Trek and Star Wars, is J.J. Abrams. He's the only one so far. I mean, does it take a young mind like his to be able to reboot the entire Hollywood scene? If it does, then you know what? We need more young directors. Either that or Tim Burton needs to get back in the game. That's one fucked up head right there, but you know what? His movies are fucking awesome. Both the animated and the live action. It's ridiculous how often things have to be done. I mean, and I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this because even the sequels for this movie were fucking awesome up to a certain point. But you overdid Jaws. You overdid it. We did not need Jaws 3D. Just to make it seem like the shark is swimming out of the screen to attack everybody when he's coming through the aquarium in the restaurant. We don't need it. You did just fine with the first two. The second one, not so much. But in my opinion, the second Jaws movie was still a good movie. Using the same shark, despite the fact that they clearly blew the first one up to bits, that was not the way to go. No. That was the only problem I had with that movie. Otherwise, the rest of it was amazingly done. Which is very rarely said for a sequel. At the very least. So, having to constantly remake a movie for a sequel, you wear people out on it. And it becomes one of those things that is just enough already. Enough already. We dealt with this also. We, as a new generation of movie watchers, in the horror generation, had to deal with it with Final Destination. Why did that need 7 movies? Why? And why were 3 of those 7 with one of the original cast members? I mean, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I was crushing hard on Devon Sawa. I was fucking crushing hard on that motherfucker. However, to follow with the legend of the storyline, he should have died in the first movie. He should have died in the first movie. And then that was that. Curse is done. Move on to the next horror film. No. This motherfucker needs to be in at least 2 more. Trying to outlive this curse. You overdid it. A little bit. Just a little bit. And of course, what followed that one? I know what you did last summer. Scream. Saw. It's enough. It's enough. Especially since with Saw, you captured and killed Jigsaw the first movie. Why the fuck did you have to go and remake it? It did not deserve a sequel. It was done and over with. I'm sorry, Drew, but it did not deserve a sequel. Exactly. I mean, that movie should have been done like The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. One movie, done and over with. Criminal caught and taken care of. But no, we gotta bore you people with 5 more. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Earl, I'm actually going to have to disagree with you on that one. I'll get to that in a second, Killdozer. Earl, at least with Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, it was always a different cast. Except for with Friday the 13th, the ones that involved Jamie Lee Curtis. However, the ones that involved her, there were large gaps. So with those movies, at least, it was always a different cast. And with fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, that's always going to be something that can easily be redone. It was when they got to Freddy versus Jason that pissed me off. You're going to have two of the most iconic horror movie villains. Sorry, monsters. Because that's what they were. They were monsters. In a film together. And you're going to just have Freddy throwing insults over to Michael. And I'm sorry, Jason, not Michael. I'm sorry, that was Halloween. And you want to have the victims running around in a cornfield, one of which screaming, "Jason, come find me, I got some water." I would have shot the motherfucker in the face. You do not taunt the monster. And thank you, Drew. I didn't mean actually die. I just mean he was captured and then carted away. Basically, he doesn't belong part of that world anymore. He's no longer the operator of that puppet. Yes, Earl. Also, other movies. Alien and Predator. What the fuck? Oh, dear God. Granted, I own all 4 of the Alien movies, and I do watch them repeatedly. It was when they got to Winona Ryder in Alien Resurrection. It was just like, fuck. But however, they did cast her for the right part. She was playing a robot, so it worked! Yeah, I don't remember exactly how many Alien vs. Predator movies there were. I know there was more than one. And another thing, and this brings me that brings me right back to movies that should not have fucking been remade. Why the fuck would you remake The Thing? I felt Kurt Russell did a fucking awesome job. Why the fuck did you have to remake it? How you doing, Mello? Nice to see you in here, enjoying my live stream for once. That's what I thought. There were 2 of them. Okay. You want to know something? I heard a rumor there's a 3rd in the works. If there is, shoot me now. Fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't take it anymore. I don't want any more replays. I don't want any sequels. I don't want a reboot. Go pick a fucking book and make a movie out of that. Fucking Blue Moon Inn. That's a perfect one. That book actually made me fucking gag. I mean, granted, I'm an imaginative person to begin with, so it's very easy for me to visualize what I'm reading. So when a book makes me gag, you know it's a good book, and you damn sure know it's going to be a good fucking movie. It just fucking pisses me off. Oh my fucking god. You had to go there, JP. You had to go there. The Blair Witch Project? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my fucking god. No, that was more like, let me stand in the fucking corner and just jerk off. Oh god, no, Drew, don't do it to me. Don't do that to me. Absolutely, Earl. Oh my god. Sheryl Crow. I know you're never gonna listen to this, but on the off chance that one of your fucking failed assistants actually does, what the hell are you thinking? What were you thinking? You do not belong doing a metal song. Stick to country, bitch. Why the fuck, of all songs no less, would you pick Sweet Child of Mine? Why? Do you not realize that song was actually for his fucking girlfriend, not his kid? Stick to country music, Cheryl. Stick to country music. Another thing. Beyonce. Honey, Freddie Mercury wore shoes you will never be able to fill. Stop it. I know your publicists, your fucking songwriters, your composers, people that do all the fucking work for you, so you just have to get up there, shake your ass, and sing. Fucking sat there and told you this was a good song for you to do. But honey, you do not touch Bohemian Rhapsody. Nobody. Absolutely fucking nobody. Not even Pink, who I actually adore, touches Bohemian Rhapsody. I heard you, I heard Britney, and I heard Pink trying to do "We Will Rock You" for that Pepsi commercial. I'm going to tell you something. Pink was the only one who fucking nailed it in my book. You and Britney need to sit the fuck down. Yes, you may be Queen Bee, but guess what, honey? When it comes to Freddie Mercury and the magical band that is Queen, you sit the fuck down. Ain't nobody is going to be able to touch that music. Especially not in the pop world. Well, Earl, that's because Kanye thinks he's Jesus. Let me break it down for you, honey. You ain't the right color. No, I'm not the right color either. It's ridiculous how these pop singers think they can just jump on any kind of fucking bandwagon they want and think they are good. Sit the fuck down. Either you sit the fuck down, or you're going to get one of my boots to the face. You do not touch rock and roll music. About the only one out there that even has the slightest chance, and that's because she has the voice for it, is Pink. All the rest of you cunts out there with your fucking high tones, sit the fuck down. I said it earlier, Dan. I actually like the It remake. The fact that there's a sequel pisses me off. Every 20 years, motherfuckers. 20 years! There's a reason it took so long to do the remake. I'll continue movies in another topic on another day. I'm going to bring up something that was brought up on the Foul Mouth Network last night, for those of you who were there. Certain little former member of our community. Guess what, honey? I know you're watching. I know you're watching right now. How you doing? Doing good? Feeling real good about yourself? Feeling real good telling people that I was fake crying for my mother just to get views? Oh, because I didn't cry in front of you? Listen, honey. I don't spend 5 hours grieving the dead. They're not coming back. They're not going to dry those tears off of my face. I did my grieving at her funeral. Well, Brian, it was a certain little somebody from another little podcast that a lot of you still watch. But I'm not the one going around telling people, oh, don't watch that show. You better block that girl. I'm not that person. You blocked me and then started spewing a whole bunch of shit behind my back. And you started spewing a whole bunch of shit about other people as well. You're 34 years old. Talking behind people's backs is a 16-year-old move. You can ask every single person here that you haven't blocked yet because they refuse to block me. You can go and ask them. You can go and ask them, have I said anything about you or your co-host? Because I haven't. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I don't even care. It's like I said in the Periscope video. The day you fucking blocked me. You don't want to be my friend? Don't be my friend. It's no skin off my fucking back. You fucking sat there while we were friends and sat there and said that your own co-host you can never depend on. He always leaves you in the lurch. This is how you talk about people that you've been friends with for years. Really? And then on top of that, you fucking sit there and say, yes, Joe apologized to me for calling me a whore, but I'm never going to trust him again, and I'm only going to be on his shows to gain views and subscribers. That's all I'm going to do with Joe. But somehow, I'm the user. Let me see here. Have I ever once asked Joe for a shout out? No. Have I ever asked Ken for a shout out? No. Have I ever asked Mello for a shout out? No. Have I ever asked Billy for a shout out? No. I go to their shows to have fun because that's my way of relaxing. And as Valena said in the chat right now, you tried to use her to get on your show so you could gain her viewers. But I'm the user. I'm the user. I'm the one who has no emotion whatsoever. My dad's a pain in the ass because I got to take him to the hospital. Honey, my post was about him being stubborn and not getting the help he needed a lot fucking sooner. He was having trouble breathing, as he admitted to me, that whole fucking night, but said nothing. So instead, he has to nearly fucking die. Because he was purple when he left the house last time. So that would have been both of my parents in a year, if I did not get him help in time. Would you not also be frustrated? And you sitting there thinking it's a big shock and that I just did it to send a message to you by upping my Patreon to OKFabe from $1 to $2. That somehow all involves you. I don't think so. It had nothing to do with you. I enjoyed the content, so I upped my patronage by $1. Whoo! Oh my god! Oh my god! That must mean I'm trying to fuck him. Come on now. You know me better than that. And then on top of that, you got to sit there and tell people that I smelled bad because I didn't wash my clothes regularly. If that's how you really treat your friends, says a lot about you. My clothes get washed every fucking week. If you noticed an odor, a true friend would have fucking said something. I would have changed the laundry soap I was using. But you decided to keep your mouth shut. You decided to keep your mouth shut. That's real mature. That's really fucking mature. And then you go on to sit there and say that every guy you and I ever met friend-zoned me and went running to you. What guys were those exactly? Because as I recall it, every time you and I went out, nobody approached us. In the times that you and I hung out, The only people that were men that came near us were your friend Alex and his friend Tom. And his friend Tom started messaging me on Facebook. I figured out he was a fucking creeper. And when he realized he wasn't getting anywhere with me, he went crawling to you. Those are the only two I could think about. I don't remember meeting tons of guys. So where you're getting that information from, I really want to know what crack you're smoking, because it sounds like really good shit to me. To give you those kind of delusions. Yeah, okay. Oh, Drew, he called me a waste of space because I don't drive a car. Oh, that's the other thing, Cobretti. She said I would be a lot prettier without all this metal in my face. As I've said before, if you're a guy and you have no interest in piercings, don't fucking talk to me. It's no skin off my fucking back. I don't have time for you. I paid money, good money, for my piercings. I like them. You don't like them, move along. Move right on along. And then on top of all of that, you drag your 64-year-old mother into this whole mess to go around to people's videos. Because you don't like them anymore. The fact that you're 34 years old, I'm only 31, about to be 32, and realize I don't like that person and what they have to say with this video. I just won't watch them. I see a post on Facebook or Twitter that I don't like. I scroll past it. That's what mature people do. Thank you, Cobretti. I do too. Mature people move on with their lives after they've cut somebody out. You cut me out, and I moved on with my life. I removed everything involving you on my Facebook, my Twitter, my YouTube pages, everything. Removed everything. And moved on. 'Cause I'm a mature person. And you know this about me. Then I hear you tell Velena that she could ask a person who's known my entire family for over 20 years all about me. Oh, but Velena was to never ever get in contact with me. Does somebody not believe in two sides to every story? Especially considering with what I told her, filling in the gaps you left out made more sense than what you told her. Now, either that means I'm a creative person and was able to lie just enough to cover up your leaking holes, or I was telling the truth. You know me. I don't lie. And I gotta tell you, people, for those of you that want to get close to her, it's extremely hard to be her friend. Because when it came down to it, that when I was her friend, she was my mother. That's right, folks. She was my mother. Anything I posted that she didn't quite agree with, oh, you got to take that down. You got to take that down. You got to take that down. That's going to cause drama. That's going to cause drama. Please take it down. Take it down. Just really forget about it. Take it down. I just didn't. Don't tell anybody about this. And that was over my post tagging Joe and Ken, saying that their two chat rooms and their shows are drama-free zones. She flipped out on me and told me to take the post down. How is that trying to cause drama? As I said to you directly. I said it to you directly. Ken said it on his show. I was repeating the words he said, live on air for everybody to hear. I just repeated them. And for you to sit there and say that I'm trying to ride Joe's dick and trying to ride Ken's dick because now I'm in their chat all the time now that you're gone. Honey, I've been watching their show, just not typing in their chat, because of you. Yes, monetizes out of nowhere. They're all hard shows to actually sit through the whole thing because they are so long. I don't have that kind of an attention span. I watch as much as I can, and then I move on to other things. That's still true for Joe's show. I'll pop back into the chat, see what's going on every once in a while, but then I'll go back on and do something else. Ken's show is a lot more fun, and it's a lot easier for my attention span because he jumps around to different topics so quickly and so smoothly that it's easier for me to be part of that show. Now, what I mean by part of that show is meaning watching it for the entertainment and talking in the chat to all of you lovely people who are here with me tonight, which is wonderful, wonderful of you people to be here. It is I'm so thankful for all of you. And I'm up to 16 people watching right now and almost an hour and a half. Wow. I've been talking a lot. Holy shit. What it comes down to is this community is full of grateful people who all love each other. And the fact that you got pushed out of it, but I was welcomed into it in your place, says a lot about you and your personality and your little co-host and his little personality. The fact that you got your mother involved. I mean, you sit there and say, I'm so dependent on my father because he drives me to work in the morning. How is that so dependent on my father? Your father buys you a month's worth of groceries every month. Your mother lets you use her credit card. To me, that sounds like you're dependent on both of your parents still. I buy my own food. I pay my own bills as a form of rent to live in with my father. Because living here in New York is fucking expensive. There's no other way to go about it. And for you to sit there and tell Valena that I make $10 an hour when you know for a fact I started my job at $11 an hour is really pathetic. And that I work in the fitting room. You've been in my store. The fitting room is a one-person fitting room. How the fuck do I work in there? Especially since every time you've come to see me in the store, I'm behind the counter. So yeah, I work in the fitting room. At least I work. At least I don't stalk people after I block them. The fact that I just now realized I'm actually talking over your show right now. I don't give two fucking shits. You have your show, I have my show. I've moved on with my life. I have made new friends within the JCS community that actually adore me more than they like you. And I've made no mention of you. I have just been myself. Throughout all of this, I have just been me. As I said in my live video as well, I will never be anything else but me. And the fact that you wanted to compare me to your slut of a friend who was engaged and then stole your booty call away from you when I was warning you for months to get away from that asshole because he was only going to hurt you in the end, and you refused to listen because, oh, he respects me too much. Apparently not. And if you want to sit there and complain that I take Uber back and forth to work, let's go into when you were living in Seaford and you worked in Manhattan, honey. How did you get to work? He didn't let you drive his car. You took a cab from the Seaford house to the train station, and then you took the train station into work. That sounds like an awful lot of money to me. But you did it. Because that's what got you to your job, to get you your paycheck for the week. I mean, a definition of a real job is plain and simple. It earns you money to live on. That's the definition of a real job. That is the definition of a real job. The fact that you were an accountant and sat on your ass all fucking day in front of a computer, whereas I'm running around the fucking store like a chicken with its head cut off, dealing with these fucking cunts who think they own the fucking place, there's no difference. They're both real jobs. The difference is, my real job has gotten a lot of people to safety on the road while riding their bikes. Whereas your kind of job that you had, well, honey, what happened to the banks? They went bankrupt. And it was an accountant's fault. So that says a lot right there. That says a lot right there. Oh, she did, Earl. She did. Valina told me. She talked shit about Basement, Bobbit, Ken, Joe, Gina, Shell. No. Everybody involved in this community, she has bashed. And she has bashed with lies. Hi, Cousin Jason. The fact that you have to sit there and make up things. Like every guy we ever met while we were out friend zoned me and went to you. When we didn't meet anybody any other than your friends. Really? I really want to know what kind of crack you're smoking. And for you to also sit there and say that I expected you to drive me everywhere? Honey, no. You were texting me every Tuesday morning before I even woke up, asking to go out for coffee and lunch. And then while we were at lunch, you discussed shopping. As you do with every friendship. You are the one to do all the talking. Quite a few times. Quite a few times. I'd be in the middle of telling you something. Yes, it would be a long story. I would get halfway through it, take a breath, and you would be off over in fucking left field with a different story on a completely different topic. And for you to sit there and say, I was your only female friend before you blocked me. I guess your best friend for 20 years, wife, doesn't count. I guess Cheryl, who you talked a whole bunch of shit about behind her back, calling her a fucking psycho. Calling her dick hungry too. Behind her back. Didn't count. I guess your friend in Connecticut that you went and visited a couple of times. Didn't count. You want to know why you don't have many friends? I just listed them for you. When you had a falling out with Joe the first time, I was a loyal friend and stopped watching. Then, you started texting me. Saying, oh, Joe just called me a whore. Excuse me, but were you not having a falling out with him and not supposed to be watching his show, giving him the view, therefore boosting his channel? What? Really? And then you went and got him to apologize to you so you could better your podcast. I did mention that, Felina. I do pay for my own food. And anytime Tiffany and I went out for lunch, I paid for my portion. Hell, sometimes, even though I didn't have it all the time, I sometimes paid for your fat ass too. But I'm the user. I'm the user. You got tickets to Monday Night Raw for the both of us. I gave you the money the next day. You got us tickets to SummerSlam. You got the money a week later. So this talk, and don't try and sit there and say, oh no, you didn't do that. I have bank statements that prove differently, honey. See, this is why I mainly used my card when I was with you, because something told me in the back of my head it would be best to have a paper trail. And yeah, guess what? It proved me right. And the fact that the two people I warned you about to stay away from because they just were not good for you, they were going to hurt you in the end, but oh no, they respect me too much. What happened? Huh, honey? What happened? Oh! I remember. The first one ditched you faster than a sandbag for your friend who was engaged. Oh, wait, no, sorry. First, he went after the one that was a stick figure. First, he went after the one that was a stick figure and begged you not to tell her that you two had slept together. Which he was the first guy you fell into bed with. Then followed by another man. Then followed by a live-in boyfriend. And then followed by another live-in boyfriend. Rapid succession, just like that. Just falling into bed with men left and right. He left you for the stick figure. That didn't quite pan out, so the two of you started talking again. And then the engaged friend starts showing interest. Bye-bye. You haven't seen him since, have you? No, you haven't. You have not seen him since. You haven't spoken to him since because you wrote him off. After he hurt you. Like I warned you he was going to hurt you. And the other one, the troll of this community. Yeah, that's right, folks. You heard it from here. You heard it first here. And anybody else can agree that there was a certain special kind of relationship between her and that little maggot. There was a special relationship between the two of them. You want to know what it is? She thought he was hot. No, she didn't. She didn't, but she thought he was hot. So she became friends with him. And then he started trolling everybody in the community. And what were her words? Oh, he'd never do that to me. He respects me too much. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? He made he made up a little YouTube channel involving you. And then started going around acting as you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did he not respect you? As I warned you? I did nothing but try and help you. I did nothing but warn you about people you should stay away from. Hell, your most recent ex, if you had introduced him to me sooner, I would have told you a lot sooner, get the fuck away from that. But see, this is why those people out there that are her fans don't want her to have a boyfriend. Because guess what happens when Lil Miss Thang gets a man? You wanna know what happens? She fucking disappears. She disappears. When she got together with her most recent ex, I knew nothing about him. I didn't see her for the 3 weeks that she dated him. And yes, he was a live-in boyfriend for 3 weeks. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I didn't see her. I didn't hear from her. Towards the end of the relationship, she finally texted me and asked me if I wanted to go out for lunch to our favorite sushi spot. And that's when she told me about him. And that's when she said, you might actually know him because he works where your dad works. What? And you decide to wait when I could give you viable intel. I can give you viable intel on most people that my dad has worked with. But you disappeared. So, if she ever does get a boyfriend through her, let me see here, all right, 7 dating apps, you could say bye-bye to her podcast. Because she's not going to do it. She's going to be too busy with her man. Sorry to tell you, folks. Yes, I understand spending time with your boyfriend. However, you gotta take a little breather from them once in a while. A little bit once in a while. Hell, with my ex that I was with for 3 years, if I saw him once a week outside of bowling, I was happy. That's all I needed. Get to see it twice a week. Once on our own for dinner and a little fun. And then at bowling. That's enough for me. I am truly that person that has no problem whatsoever giving you your space. Because I need my own space once in a while. So just a little heads up for those of you out there that have watched her show. If she gets a man, she's not going to be around anymore on the show. Just saying. Exactly, Earl. Your friends are important. Your friends are what keep you sane. Whether they be internet friends, in-person friends, pen pal friends, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your friends will help you stay sane through a relationship. It's just, it's really pathetic the lengths you have gone to try and trash me. But somehow I've become more popular because of it. So please, if you want to, keep trashing me, but keep it on me. Anybody else in this community has done absolutely fucking nothing wrong to your ass. Hell, I've done nothing wrong to your ass. You just overthink things and read a little too far between the lines, and your fucking anxiety-filled brain takes you on to levels that you have no fucking clue what they even mean. And then that makes you paranoid, and then that makes you cut people out of your life. That's exactly what happens. You had an interest in somebody, and I was talking to them as well as a friend. Nothing else. You then, by your own admission, so I know for a fact, Valena coming to me telling me you're talking behind my back, I know it's true. Because you admitted to me yourself that you went around and asked everybody. By your own fucking words, you asked everybody if they thought how I was talking to this person made it seem like I was interested. And then when I sat there and said, no, I'm just friends with that person, and you saw the conversations between that person and myself. You saw them. I sent you the screenshots. The fact that you took my screenshots and sent them out to somebody else says a lot about you. There is no such thing as privacy with you, I guess. It's going to destroy you. I'm giving you this one final warning as a decent human being that I am. You need to stop this for your own health. You don't belong watching people in this community because you don't belong to this community. You call yourself a wrestling fan, but yet you had no clue who CM Punk was. Excuse me? I mean, I understand a 5-year-old not knowing who the fuck CM Punk is. But you're 34 years old. You should know who the fuck CM Punk is. Especially since you're leeching the network off of one of your friends. Because God forbid you pay for your own network. But again, I'm the user. You call yourself a wrestling fan. You can't even watch a full episode of either Raw or SmackDown. You watch it, you pre-record it, you DVR it, and then you fast forward until you see Seth Rollins or AJ Styles. And then you turn it off. Excuse me? The Hulkamaniac, brother! That's my nickel! You have gone to amazing lengths. You went to amazing lengths. But by me just telling the truth and exposing you that way, that speaks more volumes than any of your lies could do. Except for maybe speak volumes about how sad of a person you are. This is going to be the last time that I mention anything. I'm done with this topic. But if I hear anything new coming from your mouth, your co-host's mouth, or your mother's mouth, who she calls me white trash, really? She's 64 years old attacking a 31-year-old. I think roles have been reversed here. The roles have been reversed here. I'm not the one who's white trash. I don't hang out with people that are half my age. Literally. I don't coddle my family to the point that I have to make another YouTube page to attack who they don't like. And I will mention this. With what you and your co-host alone have done, that's covered under the harassment laws of New York State and the slander laws of New York State. So if you keep it up and it's found out about, guess what happens? Poor little puppy no longer has a mommy or a grandmommy or an uncle. And no, that's not a physical threat. Because you seem to forget the fact that I bowl on a league that's filled with cops. You seem to forget that I'm actually smart enough to ask them questions. And guess what happens to your Social Security should you go to prison? I'm just saying. And now I know she's going to pitch a bitch because, oh my God, that bitch, she streamed the entire time I was on. It's YouTube. It's a free country. I'll do what the fuck I want. I had a lot to say about my job today. I had a lot to say about the movies. I had a lot to say about music. And I had a lot to say about you. I had a lot to say about you. You wanted a reason to go back to Queens? I have an even better reason for you to go all the way to Arizona. You have no friends here. You have no friends here. Yeah, you have the 26-year-olds and the 24-year-olds that you hang out with on occasion. But you rarely see them anymore because you're trapped in your apartment. Because nobody will hang out with you during the week. And all you're doing is going out to dinner on a Wednesday night in Rockville Center. Plain and simple. This is the last time you are going to be brought up. And if I hear any kind of musings at all from anybody in the community, it's going to be taken directly to you. It will be taken directly to you. Just remember that. And just remember, I don't lie. You have lied a lot about me. Especially when you fucking sit there and say that I showed no emotion for my mother's death in front of you. I'm not like you. You grieved for your grandmother for a week straight? I can't do that. I have a job. I had a suicidal father to be strong for. I couldn't afford that. I did my grieving at her funeral and at her burial, where it is most important for the grieving to take place. Because with that, that is your closure. That is you saying your final goodbye. Because she died December 26th, Saturday morning, 8:30 in the morning. She died. Guess where I was? Guess where my father was? On the way to my job. She died before either one of us could say goodbye to her in person. You think for one fucking second that I didn't cry? Bitch, I just didn't cry in front of you. Because you weren't trustworthy enough to cry in front of. And this is a perfect example why. The shit you've started behind my back now. So I can only imagine that if I did cry in front of you when she died, I could imagine you sitting there saying, oh, she bawled like a baby. It was fucking disgusting. Disgusting. Your favorite fucking word. Other than ew, because you like Jimmy Fallon so much. I'm done. Anything further from this, from you, and I will tell Cheryl this as well on Tuesday when I see her at the bowling alley. Because you forgot about that one, didn't you? I will tell her. If there is any more of my name coming out of your mouth, you will be done. Not physically, legally. It's pathetic it's gone this far for this long. It's completely pathetic. The age range of you to your mother, 34 to 64. That's you, your co-host, and your mother. However, you're the one spreading rumors, not just of me, not just of me, of people in this community who are fucking amazing people. Really? That says a lot about you. It really says a lot about you. And just to clarify something even further here. When I upped my patronage to Connor, I also upped my patronage to Ken. Both of them I now am a Patreon to for $2 a month. I've been thinking of Patreoning to Joe as well. for $2 a month. I've been thinking about it. We shall see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. But enough of that. Enough of that. This is the last time I'm going to address this topic. If you cannot handle your adult life, then perhaps you need to sit down and reevaluate yourself. I did that when I was 25. I did that when I was 25, laying in a hospital bed, recovering from having my gallbladder removed after my pancreas tried to kill me. So, as I've said before, my own body has tried to kill me on more than one occasion. You can try all you want. If I can survive my own body, you ain't got shit. You ain't got shit. And it's time for Drew's favorite line of the night. Oh, it's time. It is time, my friends. It is time. I've been talking too much. Drinking too much coffee. It's time. That feels better. Now, since Dan Rex has been asking for it in the chat, we are going to move on from the current topic to something that, yes, pisses me the fuck off just as much. Tattoos! And the people that should not get them. And I'm seeing now we have just now encroached the 2-hour mark. Longest stream ever! Thank y'all for hanging in with me this far. Give me a big thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Very funny, Chad. How you doing, Gorilla? Let's give a little shout out to the people that are here and have been supporting me throughout the night. We got Dan Rex. We got Drew, Gatekeeper Drew Wilson. We got Valina. You can go follow her at Valina Tweets and follow her podcast, which is all about wrestling. You go, girl. We got Gorilla Strong, Timothy Mecca. We got Chad. We got Marvin Watt, Cobretti Gaming Network. We had Jason Greco in here before as well. And we also have Mellow Yellow and JP Baker in the house tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me, listening to my rant of the day. Well, actually, when it came to my job, it was rant of the week. Oh, Brian from Southside Queens is in here as well as Dr. Earl Brown. Most of you have been hanging out with me for the last 2 hours and 6 minutes. I thank you very kindly for the support. I love you all. You're all just amazing, amazing people. And I cannot thank you enough. So, moving on to tattoos. If you walk into a tattoo studio and you sit there and say, "What's the cheapest tattoo you have?" We don't have anything for you. Goodbye. there's nothing cheap about a tattoo. The very least that I have seen for a tattoo, which is the size of a fucking quarter, which I have one on the back of this ear, which I can't show you because of the mic, the headset that D-Moon sent me a link for, and I cannot thank you enough. Boy, you hooked a girl up real well with these. I cannot thank you enough for these. They are fucking awesome. Absolutely guerrilla quality over cost. But the fact that there are 15 of you watching me right now, it is absolutely, absolutely amazing. Absolutely grateful for every single one of you. Please go ahead and smack that like button like it's your bitch. If you walk into the tattoo artist's room and say, oh, is that the tattoo gun? No. No. No, 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 no. It's not a gun, it's a machine. It's an electric magnetic machine. Not a gun. That's a good one, Marvin. Just give me a needle and some ink and a bottle of booze and I will tat you up. You can put ink in me any day. Oh, I'm sure they were amazingly expensive. My sleeve alone, which I'm not showing you because it's a little chilly in my room. You can, Danrax, you can say ink machine if you wish, but it's the actual terminology for it is tattoo machine. If you fucking sit there and call it a gun to their face, they will laugh at you and point to the door. But getting back to it, the cheapest tattoo I have on me right now is my Friday the 13th tattoo, and that was a $20 tattoo. But it was Friday the 13th. So $13 plus tip, $20 tattoo. There you go. And my sleeve is just over $1,000 so far. When I think about it now and how much money I've spent on my tattoo, that's just on one arm, it gives me palpitations a little bit. It gives me a little palpitations because I have credit cards to pay for. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. We can do this. We can finish it. I have to get this done because my artist is the artist who is actually doing this creation for me is retiring soon. So I have to get this done. I am actually going to try and save up some money. Exactly, Mello. It is forever. Save up a little money and see how much it'll be for him to finish off what there is left to do. Which really, there's really not that much left to do. There's not much left. Maybe two or three characters left to put on my arm. Which I'm telling him not to put one character on because little Miss Thing over there, that was her favorite character. So yeah, he's not going on me. That character is not going on me. I don't want that memory. So he's coming off. I'm putting somebody else on in his place. So I'm gonna find out how much it would be to sit there and do one full sitting of him just tearing away at my skin and getting everything in there. So this way it's done, it's over with, and I have a masterpiece to show for the rest of my life. And then can sit with another artist within my favorite tattoo studio and start the skull half sleeve. Because I don't think I could sit through another full sleeve. Plus I have a tattoo up here. I'll put your face on my ass. How about that, Mello? You didn't have to, Earl. You, going back a little bit, I am not here to tell you who to follow, who to watch, who to block, who to this, who to that. You do with your page what you want. You're an adult. You are the master of your page. I am just here to straighten some facts out. That's all. That would be a great tattoo, Chad. I mean, I have a lighthouse on the back of my leg with my mother's name to honor her, and it's her favorite lighthouse. So, definitely, that's a great tattoo to go with. And it doesn't matter how old you are. There are people who... My first tattoo I got when I was 22. There you go. Grinch on the middle finger, Mello. Just for you. My first tattoo, I was 22 years old, and it was just this tiny little ivy vine around the wrist here. That, as you see, is being incorporated into the sleeve. So, Chad, I have known people that were in their 60s and getting their first tattoo ever. So, you're never too old, and you're never... well, you are too young. Wow, that was almost a slip. You're never too old to get a tattoo. Whether it be your first one or your 150th. It does not matter. I saw a documentary once on this English lady who didn't start getting tattoos until she was my age. Right now, 31. And she's now got full coverage on her entire body. And met her husband, who is also fully covered in tattoos. And they're so happy together. And they've been together since... I'll think about it, Danorex. I'll think about it. And that couple has been together since they were... well, she was 31, he was 28. She robbed the cradle with that one. And they're happy. And they're just full on covered in tattoos. I mean, she even has her head shaved and has her skull tattooed. That's fucking awesome. If I could find the documentary again and find her name, I'm going to feature her on the Tattooed Masses, which is my other show. The show that started it all. And has gotten me to here. So, definitely do it. If you're afraid to get your first tattoo, trust me. Your nerves are going to be the worst thing about it. Yes, for some people, they can't handle pain as well as other people can. I mean, I sat there and pierced my own ears. So, and that was just for fun. I didn't even put jewelry in it. I mean, I have holes in this ear going all the way up to about the midpoint of the ear. I just never put any jewelry in it. Cabretti, honey, go through my shows and find the do's and don'ts. Because... oh, that's a good one, Gorilla. It was actually my first live stream that I was more nervous about. See, that's an easy one for me, though, because I always have an issue with speaking. And as you've heard me tonight with stuttering and messing up words a little bit and messing up grammar here and there. So my first live stream with how I spoke, hell, my first pre-recorded video damn near scared me to the point that I couldn't do it. But It was made. It's out there. It's there. And now you see me here every week having fun with every one of y'all. And I cannot believe I've gotten this far. I mean, on this channel alone, I have 27 subscribers. And I only just started, which is fucking awesome. Well, thank you, Gorilla. I try to be... You don't sound like a whiny little bitch to me, JP. But I try to be as real as I can. Because, you know, that's just me. I don't like putting on a face to pretend to be something else. Unless the situation calls for it. Oh, thank you, Jason. Unless the situation calls for some acting. Like I did last night with Ken. And the whole JR skit. That fucking killed me last night, guys. Oh my god. And some of you heard one of my little inner voices. You know, I call her the Granny Smith because she's a bitter old lady. You heard me pull that voice out of a hat. You know, with the, you gotta get the tape. Gotta bring out the tape. That's That's my little Granny Smith. She's a voice I pull out from. Oh, thank you, Gorilla. That's the voice I pull out from time to time to sit there and do some acting with. But it's, as you guys heard, it's the funny acting. It's never anything to sit there and try and spread lies. I am that person that, when in front of a camera, I can't really act. But if you're just hearing my voice and nothing else, I can act pretty well. You shot Tippy. Despise me. I love how this goes from every single channel. I can't do that one. No, I can't do Moose. I will destroy. The fact that I've been talking for almost 2.5 hours straight here has wrecked my voice alone. So. I do not call into Joe's show. No, I don't do that. I would get so lost in the shuffle. I would not be able to. Joe is a pretty awesome guy. He tries to make every caller feel welcomed. However, his show is so fast-paced, I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. I would get lost in the shuffle. So, see, I can act, but I've never actually wanted to be an actor or an actress. So, I just do it for you guys, for fun. Especially if I get onto Ken's show, which I purposely do not call every week because I want everybody to get a chance to call in. And I know for a fact that if I call in every week, it's going to be another situation like that one over there where people are going to start thinking certain things, and I'm not that way. I'm not there for the show to get the shout out. I'm there to enjoy the show. The fact that he did shout me out last night is absolutely fucking amazing of him, and I love you to death for that, Ken. And I'd never ask for it. Billy, Ricky, and Ken, you two are fucking awesome. The fact that you just see me in the chat sometimes and shout me out is absolutely fucking amazing of you guys. I cannot thank you enough for that. I really, really cannot thank you enough for that. And I don't want to be that person. I want to be me. I'll call into the shows, either like foul play with those discussions. That I'll definitely call in for every time I get a chance to, Because that's another thing I'm really into. Oh, thank you, Killdozer. We'll see you tomorrow. Listen, Killdozer, if you don't ever do anything like that person did, I will never get mad at you. That's all. That's all it is about me, folks. If you're real and honest with me to my face, I'm real and honest with you, and I cannot ever get mad at you for that. But you want to be a pussy little shit and speak like that behind my back after you've already blocked me? And then tell other people to try and block me? No, not happening. That doesn't taste well to me. If you go back and listen through the show, Gorilla, you'll figure it out. Because I refuse to even say the name. Because I have no need to say the name. Despise me! Mwah! Just for you, Jason Greco. If you're open and honest with me, I'm open and honest with you. If you're just telling me, if you're giving me advice that's constructive criticism, I can handle it. I'm an adult. I am absolutely an adult. I can handle constructive criticism. But when you're behind my back after you've blocked me, it's just pathetic at that point. Oh, nice, Drew. Do Sweet Child of Mine, Sheryl Crow version. Merry fucking Christmas to you too, Chad. And a Happy New Year, you filthy animal. Since Christmas is coming up soon, I'm thinking of having an ugly sweater night on one of the rant shows. I may try and find a ranting ugly sweater. Your best bowling game was 223, Jason Greco. That's actually a really good game. You've missed a lot, Mello. You missed a lot. That entire just like hour and a half section was just that one person alone. So nice one, Gorilla. My highest game in sanctioned record is 298. 2 pins away from perfect. But that's just me. I'm always 2 steps away from being perfect. And I would not want it any other way. I actually heard it on your show, JP. I heard the news. Yes, congratulations. Good job getting better. And here's to good luck on your first game. You were telling us, yes. That's fucking awesome. I'm hoping I can get the 300 this year. I'm not going to jinx myself and sit there and say, yeah, I'm doing it this year. I'm doing it. I'm doing the 300 and I'm getting the 800 because I have a 798 to my record as well. So I'm not going to jinx myself. No, I'm hoping I can get them this year. The season's about halfway over for my league. It's almost there, but there's still plenty of time. And the fact that I'm in 8th place out of 23 members of my league for the in-league tournament going on, I think I'm doing pretty good. I don't think you suck, Jason. And if you can bowl it all and keep it on the lanes, you do good. I never mentioned the name Mello, but if you just listen to the content, you'll figure it out. It's pretty easy to figure it out, considering I'm sure she has tried many times to get more and more. Yes, Baba Booey. Oh well, I said it once. Big deal. As my hair tries to eat my microphone. There you go, Mello. There's your biggest hint. Well, I don't know for sure if she talked about Mello, but considering all the other people she has talked about, it's a safe bet that she did. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I'm just assuming, considering she spoke about Basement, Cardinal, Ken, Joe, Gina. She spoke about all of them. So I'm willing to bet you were lumped into that crowd. And it's all because none of them would block me. We have. Actually, no, Drew, that was with Clam. Mello wasn't there for that conversation. As I said, folks, you take this information and you do with it what you want on your own pages, because you are the masters of your pages. I'm not telling you that you should block her, you should stop watching her show. I don't care what you do. I just want you to know the truth about me that she has lied about. Yeah, exactly, Drew. Did you finally finish off that 12-year-old? Fucking retard. I think it's time for a cookie. Because my dinner was so damn good, I deserve a dessert. I got the Lenny and Lonnie's Complete Chocolate Chip Cookie. I don't know if she talked about you after she blocked me, but she did talk about you behind your back with other people. And yuck. She was the one who started that whole thing when people would say, when you got on the phone, people would sit there and start putting up the sleepy marks. She is the one who started that behind your back. Let me tell you something, my nickel. I thank you, Dan Rex. I can't open the cookie, guys. The cookie no want to be eaten. Ah, there we go. I'll use my mouth for other things, Mello. Yes, you're invited. Oh, wow. You're a 21-year-old and you didn't say anything about that? Oh, baby. It's good to know, Jason. A small sugar cookie. JP, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I find talk like that fucking hilarious. Ah, I see, Drew. Okay. I always have fun with talk like that, JP. That's not a worry. I am certainly not a prude. Oh, crap. I forgot. Lenny and Lonnie is a vegan cookie. It's stuck in my throat. Ugh. It's good. It's just not that good yet. Exactly! Exactly, Mellow. It's cardboard! That actually has a taste. Go figure. Yeah, exactly, Chad. Oh god, true. See, at least now it's just in the chat. It's not on Skype. So it's 2.5 hours we've been streaming, folks. And I still have 13 of you motherfuckers watching me. Holy shit! Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you're part of Canadian Basement Wrestling, CBW, he has gone ahead and made some of us YouTubers of the community and podcasters as well into characters. If you know for a fact he is making you, or you have asked him to make you, please go to Dan Rex right there in the chat and he'll make you a hashtag to go along with your CBW character. He made one for me, which is actually going to be the new name of the show, and I think it's going to be the actual permanent name depending on what the people in the chat think. Alright, people in the chat, pay attention here. Put a 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no, for the new name. The new name of this show, which I think is pretty fucking awesome, because it's also the hashtag being made for my CBW character, Rage and Ink. What do y'all think? Seeing a lot of ones. That's also a good one, Mello. Raging Ink. Alright. So that'll be the name of the show, and on top of that, Drew with the fucking 69, as always. Predictable! Okay. Exactly. Jason, I don't like to rage all the time because I actually want to be able to speak tomorrow since I'm working 11:30 to 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So it's going to be one of those evenings for me tomorrow night. Really? You put pie in the chat and you don't share any? Yeah, that's right, Drew. That's right, Drew. I am that kind of nerd. And guess what? Oh, it's that time! But anyway, as I was saying, now that I have the permanent name for the show, it's a good idea too, Mello, but I like Rage and Ink. Now that I have the permanent name for the show, I'm going to start making merchandise for it to go along with the Teespring store of the Tattooed Masses, which I'll link it in the tweeter. The tweeter! I'll put it in the tweeter! See you later, Marvin. Thank you for hanging out. I'll put it in the Twitter chat for some of you. That's why I'm making fun of myself. I don't want to steal your line. I'm actually going to link it in the Twitter chat for all of you to take a look through, see what's there. I'm going to be making a New Year's shirt. Excuse me. It's actually the Tattooed Masses only merchandise right now, but I'm going to be working. I might do it tonight after I sit there and do the last of my shopping. Dr. Earl, you want to know what I got when I got out of the hospital after having my gallbladder removed? Because it was the first year Dunkin' Donuts came out with the frozen hot chocolate. And I came out of the hospital in the middle of August. That's exactly what I got. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and got a frozen hot chocolate. So I will be working on the retail rants, the Rage and Ink merchandise tonight. There's also Tattooed Masses merchandise for you guys to go check out. I think the Christmas shirt is still up. I think the Halloween shirt is I'm going to restart that campaign because I feel it should be Halloween all year round. I have Mellow. It's disgusting. That's the amazing part, JP. That's the amazing part. Yes, Drew, it does. If you wear the Tattooed Masses or the Rage and Ink merchandise, that does mean that this mistress is on you. Don't worry, Dan Rex. I'm going to be giving you definitely a lot of props for coming up with the name, and it's absolutely wonderful of you to help me out that much. But that's the thing, Jason. I think Google is trying to own Twitter. I don't know yet. But definitely, when I link it in the chat for you guys, go check it out. Let me know what you think. If you have any design ideas for either the Tattooed Masses or Rage and Ink, please hit me up. Let me know. Okay, I was right. I'm not going to take it that far, Drew. I'm going to keep that in the essence of the internet. So, I'm definitely, just for you, Drew, I'm definitely going to be making a it's time. Oh, it's that time shirt. I'm definitely going to be making that. I may make a shirt saying one of Velena's favorite phrases from the first episode. I have a dick. Oh, and I have a dick you can suck. Oh, and it vibrates too. I may put that saying on a shirt for you guys too. So we shall see how this goes while I'm having fun creating tonight. I will definitely look for that image. I will definitely look for that image, Drew. Absolutely. Exactly, Mello. Exactly. So yeah, definitely hit me up in the DMs. They are open. You can find me on Twitter at Goonie20, GOONIE20. Or you can hit me up on the Tatted Masses. I will let her know for you, Jason. I definitely will, if she's not already still watching in the background. I will let her know. I'm not going to sit there and try and hook you up because that never really goes well for me with my friends. You would never DM me? Please, sure, you DM me all the time. It just happens it's through the group chat. That's right, Jason. Goonies never die. Hook him up like a fish. Okay. Now you see that was the other problem with that one. With that other problem child. She had the hots for Joe. Even though she knew Leo was there, she still wanted to bang Joe. If I had to be a Goonie, who would I be? Huh. I think I think I would be a mix of Mouth and Stephanie. I think I would be a mix of those two. Oh, Chunk was awesome. Hook him up on the meat rack. Okay, that'll be an easy one. Oh, you'd be One-Eyed Willie? Mellow Yellow says he would be One-Eyed Willie. Or in his own words, I would be that dead pirate in that ship. Come on, man. Oh, Lord. I'm going to be bombarded very, very soon. That's alright. I love every second of it, Drew. You are the gift king. That's for damn sure. That was his name. Hey, you guys. Alright, guys. I'm actually going to end the stream here. As you see, it's almost 3 hours. You guys are beasts. Oh my god, I love each and every one of you that have hung out. The 12 of you watching now, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Oh. Damn. And I do agree with you on that, Dr. Earl. Thank you, Mello. Thank you all for showing up. I will see you guys in the chat, the Twitter chat. I will see you on Twitter. And hopefully we'll be doing this again next week. And we'll see how things go. I hope y'all have fun. See you later.